Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the podcast that's burning hotter than the wildfires in California. God damn it.
Oh, man. Wow.
We're on fire.
I know. Those poor people.
Big shout out to those people.
It looks fucking horrifying.
It looks like Armageddon.
Horrifying.
It's terrible.
It looks like the legit apocalypse.
Mm-hmm. Better than the Batman v Superman apocalypse.
I don't know if I want to go here.
But
It's
big shout out to those people. You've gone through hell.
literally.
Hopefully you got insurance.
I think they have to.
Well,
I think in California you actually have to have like earthquake and fire insurance for your home.
well, the thing is, like, and I learned this today, is that with the people like back in New Orleans when Katrina happened,
Right.
Apparently people did have flood insurance.
Okay.
But they didn't have wind insurance.
Wind insurance.
Apparently, for wind damage.
Oh, okay.
So when the insurance adjusters came to town,
so when a fucking hurricane comes blowing through, they're like, wait. What do you got? Water or wind? Because
Right.
we only cover one element.
basically, and
What the fuck?
And whenever the insurance adjusters came in, they would blame it on whatever they didn't have.
Oh,
and
bullshit.
people got completely
Bullshit.
fucked. Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine that there's a package that is like, yes, this is like legit hurricane insurance. But, I mean, come on.
You would think. I mean, read your contracts, folks.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody sign your checks either.
Don't. That's true. Never let anybody sign your checks. It's a life lesson learned.
Life lesson, and
Yes.
we're gonna be learning lots of life lessons.
Is
here
that what we do here?
well, at least on today's show,
we are a learning show. That's what we've dubbed ourselves as.
I guess. And you, sir, are going to be get out your notebook.
I am?
Start taking some notes.
Oh.
I'm about to school you on some motherfucking shit.
Okay.
Because I had a conversation with you over the weekend. I had asked you a question.
Oh, that's right. You
Yes.
did. Oh, this ties in great with our topic of conversation
it
today.
does, yes.
I completely forgot we even had that talk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
What did I ask you?
You asked me. You came to me via the telephone.
Right.
And you said...
Text.
Well,
because nobody
it's
talks on the phone.
on my smart mobile device, which I
Dang.
read on my watch.
Okay. Did you get that working?
Sort of.
Okay,
There's still some kinks I got to work out. Like, there's
Okay.
supposed to be a silent alarm, because part of the reason why I got it, and not to get off track here, but we're going to derail for a minute.
Okay.
So, and I got this new fancy watch strap for it, too.
Okay. Sold separately?
Sold separately.
Okay.
It's
So,
actually
so now what are you invested in on this watch?
150 total.
Keeps going up.
It's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually not bad, considering the actual watch straps for this are like $20 to $50 a piece.
Okay.
I got 2 for $20.
2 for 20.
2 for $20.
You got a BOGO, as
I
they
got
say.
nope, because they were both $10 a piece.
Okay.
So I just do math, and I put it all together.
Sure. He's got a degree, folks.
But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the watch.
Yes.
So it doesn't. The silent alarm fucking sucks.
Oh, yeah?
Because part of the reason why I got it was to have the silent alarm for the morning, so I can get my ass out of bed and start going to the gym in the early AM like I used to.
Now, I had a Fitbit.
I had a Fitbit too, and we discussed how I lost it.
Yes, and we discussed how you lost it. I've used that silent alarm. How does this compare to the Fitbit silent
It
alarm?
sucks.
So
It doesn't work.
So the Fitbit silent alarm is better.
Well, I would say it's better because that one worked. Like, this one, like, legitimately just does not work.
Okay.
Like, I set my alarm every night for 4:30.
Okay.
And then I wake up and it's 7, and I'm like, fuck, I got to go to work in an hour now. I mean, I enjoy the sleep that I had. And, I have to have the silent alarm because my girlfriend gets very upset at my alarms. Because I set alarms all the time, even on the weekend.
Okay.
She has threatened to hit me.
I believe it.
I don't want to be hit, especially when it involves the bed. I won't go there. So the silent alarm just doesn't fucking work.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure that out.
All sorts of excuses, Mr. Lovins is saying.
What do you mean? That's not an excuse. I'm just saying it doesn't work. It's faulty merchandise.
Well, then return it. Get your goddamn money back.
It's a whole thing.
So you'd rather be out $150 than return it?
I mean,
and get yourself a Fitbit Charge HP Plus for the same fucking price.
Is that a thing?
I guess. I
All
don't
right,
know.
well, I don't know. I'll figure it out
on the Christmas list,
and I'll figure it out. Anyways, you would ask me.
Yes.
Over the weekend, if Funko Pops were still, I forget exactly what you said, but you would ask if the Pop vinyls were still as popular as they had been at one point.
Correct. What I was doing over the weekend was, as we've done the unboxing on the show, we get the DC box. That's the one that I get. You get two of them.
I get that and the Marvel now.
Yes. So basically, when I receive these, I get these boxes for the T-shirts, and when they don't
you get
come
them
with
for the T-shirts. I get them for the Pops.
I'm
and
very upset.
Hopefully the T-shirt.
Yeah. So basically, I sell the Pop figures on eBay so that I can get my money back for the box because I don't want the goddamn figures, and I just want the T-shirt.
Sure.
Kind of thing. So I was going to list the past 2 boxes that we've done, the Justice League box and then the Villains box. I was listening. So that's 4 Pops that I was throwing up on eBay. And I was checking the sold prices, and I was like, holy shit, these aren't worth a goddamn.
What were they going for, out of curiosity?
I think like the Bane one was going for like 15.
Okay.
And like the Lex Luthor one was like 10.
Okay.
The Aquaman one was actually going.
That
for
one
like,
was going,
for like 30.
Yeah,
so
I've got a
like,
bid on mine right now.
You got a bid on yours right now? Okay, good. And then the other one, which was Steppenwolf, I think that was like 15 as well. But like, I remember selling some of these for like 50, some of these for like 60, and I'm just like, what happened to the Pop market?
So, I think it's a couple of things regarding that directly.
Well, Lovins is saying that the loot boxes, they're overproduced. That's an issue.
Which the loot box figures are overproduced. Now, are we talking Loot Crate or just like the idea of the subscription? Because I would say that, and this is something I want to get into in a little bit, the idea of the geek subscription and really any sort of monthly, bi-monthly subscription box period, they are absolutely overdone. I do think the market right now is saturated, and I think it's going to blow back on a lot of companies. More boxes, more figures. Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't always help that right now Funko is just blowing up with figures right now. And like what started as a very niche product that nobody knew what the hell they were, and comic book stores were like, why the fuck would we want these? Turn into this huge market, and now it's almost to the point where it's too much.
I like your idea, Lovins. If you put a limit to the boxes, you might be able to save the market. But
what do you mean, like a limit to the box?
Like if, say, for every DC box, they're only going to produce 1,500 DC boxes with that Pop vinyl in it. You might be able to save the market that way. At least the aftermarket. I don't know if they give a fuck about the aftermarket. But
I would say, so that's not a bad idea. However, Loot Crate does that, and they do not have their shit together. And it could also just be a reflection on the company itself. Because Loot Crate right now has just atrocious customer feedback.
Oh, yeah?
Like people are fucking ready to, like, light up the torches and go in there with pitchforks and
torches?
be like, well, I mean, hopefully not that. Hopefully it's not like a white nationalist thing. It's like, where's our fucking geek shit? And I'm like, great, now I can't enjoy my culture anymore. Period. I'm moving to fucking Canada. Which doesn't sound too bad. Let's see. There is an effing figure for every show. And absolutely. There doesn't necessarily need to be all of that. I understand why they want to do it, but it's too much. And one of the things I told you was I don't think that the Pop vinyls are any less popular. I just think that the demand hasn't met the production. Because I think at first they were a very limited run item and a very limited product. So you had a lot of people going, oh, these are really cool. And so the demand got high. So then they just threw a bunch of shit out on the market, but the demand never rose because as the amount of Pops that hit the market grew, all the collectors were more or less just collecting what they wanted to collect.
Well, that's a problem too as well. Family members said that they stopped collecting Pop vinyls because they produce so many of a certain character,
right?
You cannot collect them.
It's kind of why I stopped buying comics on a weekly basis, because I was like, oh, I like reading Deadpool, and then it's like, oh, you like reading Deadpool? Well, there's 18 fucking Deadpool comic books out in the market now. I'm like, I don't have time to read all of this.
The time or the money.
And then yeah, like Funko does get out of hand with their pops, because it goes from, okay, well, we have a Deadpool figure, where it's like him from, just like the main Marvel line Deadpool.
Right.
Then it's like, oh, now we've got the Deadpool from the movie. Oh, now we have variants. Now we have the Marvel box exclusives.
Right.
Now we have Deadpool from the video games. Now we have Deadpool from the future movies and the cartoons, and like 1,800 fucking Deadpool pops.
Right.
And it gets to the point where, some collectors do hunt for all of the pops of either a certain line or a certain character. Like, I totally get that.
Right.
But it does get out of hand, because it's like you're spending anywhere from $10 to $25 literally a pop,
right,
for these things, and it gets expensive. And then you get the flippers who don't fucking help the market at all.
Right.
Because most of them jack up the prices. That wasn't a shot at you, though.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, the question I had asked you.
Right.
Have pops gone the way of the Beanie Baby?
Not yet.
They're on their fucking
unfortunately, way. I think they're on their way.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the market being way oversaturated with them right now.
Right.
Like drastically oversaturated.
At what point does McDonald's start giving pop figures in the fucking Happy Meals?
I would not be surprised if we start seeing like the mini pops coming in Happy Meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet, but we're on the road, correct. And I think, again, a lot of it has to come down to the fact that there's so much on the market for them right now, and the people who are collecting, the people who are buying, like, you can get the most hardcore pop collector, but that doesn't mean they're going to go buy a bunch of Riverdale pops just because they're out on the market.
Right.
Like, not anybody buys those. Or, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Mad Max or, like, anything Marvel. Like, people might just go, yeah, I really enjoy pops, but I like collecting what I collect. Like, I have a ton of pops at home, but I only collect certain ones.
Right.
Like, I'm not looking to go out and buy, any random pop just because it's something on the market. I usually go, oh yeah, this is kind of cool, and then leave it on the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they are. You can't play with them. They're
not really.
They're display only.
You can give them to a child and they'll bite them and throw them across the room.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They'll destroy them.
They are more for display.
So they're more for display, and after you have, like you said, 18 different Deadpool,
right,
you run out of space.
You run out of space, and I have seen pictures online where it's like entire walls of a home just covered in pops. And I'm like, I'm a pop collector, but I could never do that. I mean, I'm looking at my collection right now, like my bookshelf at home, and I'm like, is it time to start selling them?
Oh, I think you missed it.
Well, I think I missed it too, but I'm looking from like, I mean, at this point, I don't mind if I even just make my money back.
I don't think it's going to rebound.
I don't think it's going to well,
here's the thing, like, the pops that you have,
right?
Even if they switch their marketing, even if they switch where they're going to a more exclusive type of market, the pops that you have are still associated with the oversaturated market.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what you're gonna get for them is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And unless unless the pop Funko factory's in California and it gets burned up,
well, it's in Seattle.
If it spreads north, the scarcity is not going to be there, which is the same issue with like comics, like
right, exactly.
Unless there's the big fucking comic burning from back in the 50s, where they blame comics for turning people gay, like you're not going to have like the scarcity.
And the other thing too is pop vinyls aren't the only thing on the market for people to collect. I mean, you've got the Q figs now, which are coming.
Well, who gives a fuck about those? No one.
But
ever
I mean,
gives a fuck about them.
It's another thing on the market that people are going to buy, regardless of the majority of people like them or not.
Right.
But like, there's a ton of shit out there now. And yeah, it's just
the vault. That's not a bad idea, Levins. I mean, but that's again like creating. Like
that does create some demand,
like Disney does. It creates a false demand because it's not available all the time.
Right. I just think it needs to be limited in a big way.
Yeah.
Not to be one of those people who's like, oh, there's too much stuff and I don't know what to do with it all. But like I'm thinking from a consumer perspective, for them to really be able to continue to thrive as a business, just scale it back a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't need 1,500 pops of a million different things. Like it's okay.
Well, it'd be more interesting if it was like, and I know they won't do this because the money's not there, but if it was one pop per character. Like if it was, you've got your pop of the Golden Girls, you've got your pop of Back to the Future, you got your pop Batman. Like I know they've already overproduced all these things, but if you stuck to one style and then you released a limited quantity of that alternate style, there you can save your ass.
Yeah,
because you can charge more for that.
You can, which they do that with certain pops. Like a lot of the stuff that you get directly through their website or even at conventions, those are all exclusives. Those have a very limited number run. You know, and a lot of stuff, you know, they do have their Target exclusives and their GameStop exclusives, and you know, their whatever the fuck store exclusives. Like I think doing the exclusives
per store,
I think that would almost be better because that sort of adds more of the chase to it.
I guess.
And then you actually have your chase pops, which if the people working the fucking stores stop snagging them in the back.
Oh boy, that sounds like a pet peeve.
Motherfuckers, let me tell you something.
Okay. Story time with Kevin Graham.
I have yet to see a chase in the wild. And I know
sounds like a movie.
It's sounds like my college experience.
Well, all right.
So, but no, like because I read it online a lot where you hear people are like, yeah, like I went to the store and one of the employees was like, oh yeah, I think a bunch of my coworkers like went through the boxes and took the ones they wanted out.
Wow.
Because that's what a lot of people do is they get them before they hit the market and then they flip them online before they go on sale.
That's smart.
Yeah. Reptar Chase. Thanks, Christy.
You chase Reptar?
No, she got a pop. Christy doesn't even collect pops.
Okay.
She's not the biggest fan of them.
Sure. Well,
but
smart.
She got a chase before I ever even saw one. So not bitter. It is what it is.
That's another show. But what I was gonna say was, no, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say. But this is what I was gonna say.
Okay.
A similar situation happened where back when Fallout 4 was coming out,
the quantum, the soda,
and the Target employees snagged them all.
They stole them all.
And went
motherfuckers.
Online. Like Trump, come on, like you're throwing all this bullshit in tax reforms. let's get something about employees hacking all the limited merchandise.
All Trump's fault, anyways.
Well, I mean that was Obama, but you know what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean like Trump was there.
Okay, that's fair. All right, moving on. So yeah, I would say like pop figures.
Yeah,
going the way of Dodo, brother. Get out while you can.
I mean, it's heartbreaking a little bit.
Is it though?
No. I don't know because like I don't really collect much. And I mean, again, like I feel like it's the type of thing where they could continue to thrive if they went to more of like an exclusive thing. And they just didn't mass produce so much.
Right.
Because again, like there are a lot of pops where like I see them and I'm like, why would you make a pop from that show?
Right.
Like,
does anyone really need a Top Cat pop?
Like, I don't know, maybe. But it's like, you know,
that's actually kind of cool.
I like is the
Wally Gator
or a Wally Gator. I mean, like, is the demographic that were diehard Friends fans really going out chasing for pop vinyls?
I would say so because the diehard Friends fans were a bunch of fucking sheeple and they just want to jump on any trend.
That was like, I don't know.
Fuck Friends. I hated that show. But
okay.
This whole conversation got prompted by an email that I received today.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads me to believe that
there could be some trouble in the water.
There should be some trouble brewing.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, but not our viewers,
yep.
I do the yearly subscription.
You do the yearly. I've been doing the bi-monthly subscriptions to
for the DC box.
The Funko pop boxes.
Right.
I've been doing that since like summer.
Right. So I pay, I think it was like $150 in advance.
Yeah.
And then I get all the pops for the year.
Yeah.
That come out. I think it's a little less than that.
Or all the subscription boxes.
Boxes, right? So I got an email today saying that they are discontinuing the yearly subscription.
Yeah.
Which I was like, motherfuckers. Because the whole point of like getting the yearly subscription is that you get a subscription gift.
You get a gift.
At the end.
And sometimes they throw you some cool shit along the way.
And I'm like, well, there's no pops of Tom and Jerry? Now that's a crime.
I find that hard to believe.
That's a crime.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm like, I got this email saying starting January, they are not going to offer the yearly subscription anymore. And I'm like, are they going to cheat me out of this year's yearly gift?
I would say don't expect a yearly gift.
Because last year's
Did you receive the one from for 2017 yet?
No.
Okay, so I would imagine.
Because that came, the first one, because they started this in 2016, right? So 2016's yearly gift came at the start of the next year.
Right.
So the start of the next year, they're not doing it anymore.
Okay.
But I already did 2017's yearly gift, which I was promised a yearly gift for that. So if I don't receive that,
you may not receive your yearly gift.
A class action lawsuit.
Is that really how you expect it to go?
It might. I mean, which the last year's gift was amazing. It was
both of them were really cool.
The gold Batman, like Emmy Award statue. Kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, and they did the same thing from the Marvel box with Captain America, and then I think the Star Wars box had a gold. I don't think it was Darth Vader. I think it was like a gold Empire emblem that was in like a funky design.
Which I was looking forward to like this year being Superman, and then like collecting those.
Right.
As the years go by, but they are stopping that, which leads me to believe that A, they don't want to produce the yearly gift, and B, they don't know how much longer they're going to be offering it.
I don't think I think you're right with the latter. I don't think that they're necessarily worried about the yearly gift. I think it comes down to more of they've already announced the January box for DC at least.
And what was that?
That's going to be Teen Titans.
Oh, right. Yes. Very excited about that.
I should be getting the Marvel one for December in about a week or two.
Okay.
And that's going to be the Incredible Hulk. We'll find out after that what the, I assume it would be February box for Marvel would be.
Right.
My initial thought was kind of like you said, they don't want anybody subscribing to a yearly subscription, number one, because if they don't end up completing the full year, they got to give out some refunds.
Right.
And that's going to be a process they don't want to deal with because it's much easier to go, oh, you're month to month, we're just canceling a subscription.
Right.
Than to go, hey, we owe you some money.
Exactly.
So I see it as them trying to go, okay, how can we feasibly make it through the year? And are we going to have to cut it off? Which I would guess that they're going to stop doing the subscription boxes.
And if the subscription boxes stop,
right?
They
did. I don't know if you heard, but they did go public with their stock.
Oh, did they?
And it tanked.
Well,
like day one, because when they first announced it, I was like, oh, that's actually not a bad idea because that shit's really popular. And then it tanked and I went, huh.
Good thing I didn't invest.
Maybe it's not that popular. And then I was like, well, maybe, like, do I get in on it now? Like, while it's kind of low, and then be like,
brother, it ain't coming back.
Believe me, I know.
It ain't coming back.
What I would assume...
As I'm wearing a Funko. I just realized that.
If they are going to continue doing the subscriptions, they should do quarterly. For a year.
I guess. But the problem is, like, with those subscriptions, the longer they hold out, the more expensive they become.
Well, here's the thing. I don't mind if it's a quarterly box. I don't mind paying a little bit extra.
Oh, I do.
Okay, well, okay.
Then they're gonna lose me.
Well, they're gonna lose you, but they're gonna gain this guy.
Well, trust me, you can't rely on this guy.
Fuck you. But no, I like. You can do it where you can do a quarterly box for DC, or you can do a quarterly box for Marvel. You can do all three that you were doing before, or you could do, a box for just the Funko brand, and then a box for DC, a box for Marvel, and a box for Star Wars.
That's an idea. I like that idea.
Do 4 boxes, 4 different franchises: Funko, DC, Star Wars, and Marvel.
Yes.
I mean, granted, you're not going to be able to tie it in to a timely event, because usually what they'll do is,
Justice League box.
Justice League's coming out.
Right.
Okay, it's the same month. Justice League for the box. Avengers is coming out. We're doing an Avengers box. Black Panther, we're doing a Black Panther box. Something like that. You won't really be able to get that with the quarterly as much as you would want. You could kind of plan it out, maybe. But I think you could just get more creative with the shit you're producing.
I do like that idea. Like, I like the idea of you're buying a Funko box. Check the 4 boxes you want to receive through the year, and if you could check 4 DC boxes. You could do DC Marvel,
something like that.
Star Wars. You could do whatever the fuck else they do. I don't know, but that's a great idea. I mean, it still beats Loot Crate, where you don't know what the fuck you're getting. Ever.
And realistically, I mean, with that idea for the Funko thing, you could keep the subscription amount the same, but then just up the quality of the products. Like, maybe not do stickers and a notepad.
I don't know. I like the notepad.
I know you did. You probably touched yourself with it. You sick fuck. But yeah, Loot Crate, like, the issue, and kind of going back to what I was saying before, like, they started in, like, the boom of it all.
Well, they started it, period.
They were kind of that first brand to just skyrocket past everybody that was getting involved with it.
They were the MySpace of subscription boxes.
And they've got their Tom just still fucking sitting there going, everything's okay, people. It's all good. It's all good. But, like, when your CEO is getting into Reddit fights with people complaining about the boxes and stuff, like, that's not good for your company.
Time to get out.
And they're unloading everything on their vault right now. I mean, all the stuff that comes in the box, they now sell through the Loot Vault. And, like, every week I'm getting a new coupon code where it's like, oh, everything in the vault is 60% off this week. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, oh, now everything's 50% off. Now everything's 55% off. Now we're doing free shipping. Now we're doing this. It's like, we just want to get rid of all this stuff because we want to get out.
Right.
Like, that's what it seems like.
We're liquidating all our
shit.
And
literally every month, especially with the exclusive crates, like the Harry Potter or the Fallout or the whatever the fuck crate, there's always delays. Because they always have something get fucked up with the manufacturer. They always have something get fucked up with the shipping. And, like, people just go nuts over it. And I'm like, number one, why are you still subscribing? You know how these fuckers operate at this point. But, yeah, like, they could still be getting business. I mean, like, I know they've been getting my business a lot from the vault. Just because it's like, yeah, I'm buying all the cool shit that you do include in the box and not the shitty stuff.
Right.
But... like, just, like, the overall quality of the subscription box concept, I think, is on a decline.
I think it is. I think it was one of those things where we'll look back in history and it's going to be like, remember those subscription boxes? Like, that was kind of like the Tamagotchi.
Right. Exactly.
One of those fad toys that burned out real quick. And then I will say this for DC, and this is a shout out to DC. As somebody who was a yearly subscriber, and just as full disclosure, I accidentally subscribed this year. Oh, okay. Because they just took it out of my account.
Yeah, but it happens.
Because you're now going to buy monthly, and because you were going to charge $25, just so you know, when I buy that for the year, I just got my tax return. There's money in the account to do extra stuff, and every 25 months, it may not be there.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. It may not be there. But then again, maybe you won't be there.
Maybe you. So there is that dilemma. But no, when it comes to the subscription boxes, personally, I would like to see more quarterly boxes. Just because I feel like the contents of the box, there's more value in them.
Yeah, I mean,
they are a little bit more expensive, but you're getting the value, I feel.
At the same time, as somebody who is a flipper,
you're right.
As faster than lightning, they call me.
Yeah.
No one you see is smarter than he. For those of you that get that, shout out to you. But it's not worth it. Like I want to get the shit I don't want from these boxes as quick as I can on eBay to get my money back for the box.
Yeah.
And at this point,
I feel like
not happening.
And I feel like going to like a quarterly system that eliminates a lot of flipping. Because,
it does.
Because I feel like there's a lot of like at that point, it's more trouble than what it's worth. I feel. And I think right now in general, like the entire geek and pop culture market is just so oversaturated.
Well, it's oversaturated, and with this economy, brother, you're like it's it's rough goings for everybody out there.
Well, yeah. But no, because even going into like the mall now, it's like every store is like slowly turning into like a geek store.
Well, yeah, I mean, they keep pumping out these fucking comic book movies that make all this money.
Right. But
everyone wants to be like,
I mean, like you go to the mall and you've got Think Geek. Well, you've got your two comic book stores.
Right.
Then you've got your Think Geek. Then you've got your Box Lunch. Then you've got your Hot Topic. And then, I mean, there's fucking Best Buy, which who knows what the fuck they're doing half the time.
That's true. Even Levins doesn't know anymore. They outsourced him.
Oh.
So.
Well.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah. So like, you've got too many stores to really go to, and like, okay, so like we go into a store like Box Lunch.
It's a fantastic store.
Is it?
Well, I haven't bought anything.
Exactly.
It's cool.
That's exactly. That's the exact point I want to make here.
It's cool to look at.
Exactly. So Christy and I go to Box Lunch like when it first opens.
Yep.
And we're just like, yeah, let's go check it out. I go check it out. I'm like, wow, this is cool. There's like a lot of cool shit here. Like, this is neat. It's all pop culture. You've got, your Disney corner. You got your Star Wars corner. Yep. You got your Bob's Burger aisle. You got a whole wall of Pops in the back. A bunch of video game shit.
Super awesome flash jacket there.
Right. And I'm like, this is cool. Never bought anything.
Nope.
We go back later. Yeah, like, this is a cool store. Like, they got a lot of cool shit. Oh, they got new shit. Man, this is really cool. That's a really neat thing. Man, a lot of cool shit in here. Didn't buy anything.
Nope.
Like Christy had gone with a friend, and then she ended up getting like a discount coupon for a future purchase. She's like, yeah, let's go use it because I got to use it or it expires. I'm like, all right, cool. So go in, and it was like a spend 50 get 20 back, like one of those, like one of those deals. And like, because there was like something she wanted to get, so she grabs that, and then she grabs something else, and she's like, well, I gotta like spend like another $20. Like, do you want to get something? I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll find something. I spent a half an hour just wandering around the store. Couldn't find a fucking thing that I actually wanted.
Wow. So like there were things there that were cool.
And I think this is the trend that a lot of...
But it missed the mark.
It misses the mark. Like, there's a lot of cool shit out there for, like, geeks and pop culture and that sort of jazz. But, like, do you need it?
Well, okay. So we're gonna fucking take a detour real quick about this here, real quick.
Okay.
And I think Christy could probably speak better to me than I'm about to speak to this because I'm just speaking on the reels.
All right.
Ain't nobody got money for that shit.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, the stuff in the store is not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They had
a jacket she really liked.
Yeah, it was $300.
A $300?
Yeah, $300. Here's the other thing too that really fucking pissed me off about Box Lunch. They had a pop vinyl T-shirt that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh man, that's cool. Like, all the T-shirts in the store are $30.
$30?
$30.
I've never looked at the price tag, ladies and gentlemen, because I already know I can't afford it.
I went onto the Funko site one day just because. Same exact shirt was less than half the price.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm like, so what the fuck?
Right.
It's sort of like, and I feel like that's part of the problem with like the geek stuff is you walk in, it's like, wow, this is all really cool, but it's all really expensive.
Yeah.
And like 80% of it I have no real use for.
It's like in 1989 when Batman came out and you saw Batman T-shirts everywhere and everybody had like Batman,
right?
Like everything, and it was like Batman mania. And then like after they made that fucking movie where like the Penguin was pissing in people's mouths and like fucking Catwoman was doing all sorts of shit,
all the toys that all the bad decisions that the merchandising department made.
Yeah, like all that shit went away real quick, and then everything became like super homoerotic with like bat nipples and bat asses and stuff like that. And then everyone was just like, okay, we're done. We've
had enough.
Yes. Yeah. And then when Heath Ledger's Joker came back, that's all you saw. Was Joker shit. All over the place. Look at me. I fucking saw that movie. I've got a Joker shirt.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're just like, you motherfucker. And I think that's kind of where we're at too.
I mean, I don't mind so much like the idea of everybody like, oh, everybody's wearing, you know, like a comic book T-shirt. I mean, like, it's like whatever. I mean, people are going to wear what they're going to wear.
Right.
Like, that doesn't really bother me as much. It's just that, I mean, number one, it is everywhere, which is fine because it is deeply embedded within our society now.
Right.
Especially that the people who are now starting to take the charge in society are the people who grew up with that shit.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense. But, you know, you go to a store like Box Lunch where it's like all these T-shirts are $30 Like the average, I would say the average fan.
We had a fucking Goo Goo Dolls concert. Like, why are the T-shirts so fucking expensive?
Why the Goo Goo Dolls?
Because they sell $35 T-shirts.
Every band at every concert is selling $35 T-shirts.
Yeah. Goo Goo Dolls, fuck you.
But like honestly, the best place to get like geek apparel right now, Walmart.
Yeah, $7 fucking.
Like the T-shirts.
$7.50.
The T-shirts are actually good quality.
That's questionable.
I said good quality.
I've gotten some that were cut weird. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like I've gotten some decent quality shirts there, for, like all under $10. I've gotten hoodies there for well under $20.
I've gotten some in the emblems washed away, but you know whatever.
Oh, okay, well you know
it's distressed.
It's the look. It's one of those where it's like, oh yeah, it's prestige when you buy it, and after time it just gets all gritty, like your soul. But no, like, and it's like, why would you go to one place when you can go, you know, oh shit, that's right. Okay, so I did buy a Batman shirt there once over the summer, and it turned my skin green.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So the problem was the dye in the shirt, because like it was summer, it was a very hot summer day, and I am a sweater. I sweat a lot.
A Christmas sweater?
No, I sweat.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because it was hot out that day. I was wearing the shirt. I went to take a shower, and I looked down, and I'm like, am I fucking peeing right now? What the? Did I just piss? Like, can I not fit? Like, I mean, like,
well, I mean,
have I lost the feeling in my penis? But no, like, it was a lot. Like, I legitimately thought that, like, I had, like, I thought I had, like, another hole in my dick where, like, shit was, I mean, not shit, but just, like, piss was just, like, falling out. And I'm like, why is this happening? Oh, my God. And then, like, I turned around and, like, I saw, like, green just sort of melt off my skin. And I was like, fuck. The shirt I was wearing that day, the dye had bled and stained my skin, and I didn't realize it.
Walmart shirt?
Walmart shirt.
So don't go buy Walmart shirts.
Be wary, but it's not a bad place to do the listen, here's a pro tip for you, okay? Do the online shopping. Select ship to store. Hopefully your Walmart has it so when you walk right in, it's right there, and so you can just get in and out and not have to deal with fucking Walmart. Because if there's one thing I hate, it's fucking Walmart. But it's not it's not a bad place to get geek shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that. It's so strange though to go from like growing up never seeing it,
right,
and always wanting it,
right,
and then it being here and like wishing it would go away. Like, it's such a strange thing.
Do you think, though, like, I mean, what if it was always there?
What do you mean?
Like, what if it was always there and, like, we just didn't know it?
I went out looking, motherfucker.
Okay, all right.
That shit ain't nowhere.
Okay.
But it's so strange to be like...
Well, I also think that growing up, there was that stigma of like, oh, you still like comic books?
I mean, that's true.
Fucking nerd. And now you're like, oh, you like comic books? Oh my God, nerd.
Right.
And, you know, then it's like, okay, let's not do this anymore.
Which is a great segue to my point. It's so amazing to see how well these movies are doing.
Right.
How amazing, like, the infiltration into pop culture it has been. And how dying the comic book industry is.
It's so weird.
It's very strange.
Like, I don't get it.
Both companies are hurting like a motherfucker.
What do you think needs to change? Because you are an avid collector.
I am.
And an avid reader.
I am.
I am appreciative of the medium. However, I no longer collect, and I mean, I still kind of read. Like I read but I don't read anything new.
Part of it's like, it's a give and take because I think part of the issue, but part of the solution, is the variant covers.
How so? Because
part of the issue is that not only do I have to buy the one comic book, I've got to buy the 4 other covers that the comic book comes in case one of the other covers becomes more popular than the other cover.
See, okay.
Which, in essence, helps the comic book companies, you would think, in theory.
Yeah.
Except that I have a feeling that they end up with a lot of backstock.
I was going to ask, are there enough people who buy and collect that are going to be flippers?
I would imagine if we're talking about the comic book community as a whole,
right?
If we're talking about the people who are collectors and flippers, I would probably put that somewhere at 80%.
80% are collectors and flippers?
Yes.
Okay.
Myself, I'm more of just a collector. I have been known to flip from time to time if I've got a hot book and I need some cash.
Sure.
You know, that's kind of the thing. I'm stacking them away for a rainy day, as they say. Where I'm more interested in the actual stories of the comic books. And then you've got the whole digital front as well. The people that will pay full price for a comic, and then you have the digital download.
Because some people just want to read.
Just want to read the stories.
Right.
Patrick Fenton is one of those people that does not collect the hard stuff. He just does everything digitally. Which, if that's your thing, great.
Yeah.
I find myself doing both. Which
okay.
Which a lot of times, you know,
all right. I'm gonna jump in here because I feel like I can understand that mentality because I feel like some would buy off the shelf and immediately bag and board it.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Just not to screw it up, not to fuck it up.
No
keep
fingerprints.
It nice, no fingerprints, nice,
no spyware.
Exactly. And then you go, well, I actually want to read this, so you buy digital.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the theory behind it. And then there's also the convenience as well.
Right, yeah.
Because if I'm sitting at work and I'm like, fuck, what did he say in the Dark Knight Returns book 2 where he was talking to thing, and I can just go boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
Slip.
Or if you're on the go, if you're traveling.
Zoom in on the page, look at the artwork, just be like, oh yeah, that was the line kind of thing. Like there's a huge convenience factor with going digital as well. But at the same time, you don't really own anything when you buy it digital.
True.
Like, there's no resale value. I mean, even if you have a fucking bullshit comic, you can sell it for 25 cents at a fucking garage sale.
Right.
Like, you're at least getting something back
yeah.
for your investment. Where digital, what are you going to do? Sell your iPad?
I mean, you could.
But then you're giving away your account information. They're buying, hookers in paradise.
And then they got your social security number. Yeah. And then, you don't have your identity anymore.
Exactly.
Thanks, comic books.
John Connor.
Is that how the Terminator starts?
That's right.
From buying digital comic books and then selling it?
Well, I mean, there's an identity theft issue. Because in Terminator 3... Well, in Terminator 3, which they retconned out of the Terminator series...
Did that officially happen?
Yeah, they did do that.
Oh.
Where she, licks the blood, and then she's like... Then she has, an orgasm because she knows it's John Connor's blood.
Right.
In the, pet vet thing.
Yeah.
What a shitty movie that was.
That was terrible.
It was a fucking awful movie.
Poor decision.
Not only that, but like, the United States is big. Like, why does everything have to happen in 3-block radius?
Really, yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Anyway, wait, what was I talking about?
A resale value of digital comics.
Okay. Don't buy the Terminator.
Okay.
But yeah, so like digital, you can't resell it.
Yeah.
So there's a theory that at least buy hard copy, because even in the shittiest condition, you can at least move it for $1 or $2.
Sure.
Kind of thing. Which I get. And then, yes, there are going to be, like, that exclusive cover that may be more. But at the same time, like, if all these motherfuckers, if all these poser motherfuckers, I'm going to use the 90s term, all these fucking poser scrub motherfuckers that are watching these goddamn movies would just go out and buy a fucking comic book, the industry would be booming.
See, and, like, I will admit, I do watch the movies and go, man, like, I'd really like to read something. Mm-hmm. Just to kind of like stay into that, mindset and mentality, and like, oh, like I like the mood that this put me in. I want to like, have something on the go that's similar. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's too much work.
Well, you're the problem.
I know I'm the problem. I'm admitting that I'm the problem. I think for a lot of people, they like the idea of the movies. Mm-hmm. It's easily digestible.
Right.
But then, going into the comic book store, and then you're jumping in the middle of a story. Mm-hmm. You don't know what's going on leading up. Like I went to the store the other day because I wanted to buy into the most recent Punisher story, because the Punisher becomes War Machine in the comics.
Okay.
And there's like a sweet fucking cover of like him with the War Machine outfit on.
Okay.
And he's got his
Punisher
skull. I was like, and so I picked it up, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where this started. And then, like, I look over, and then there's, like, an issue next to it, which I assumed was all from the same series. Mm-hmm. But the number on the previous issue was, like, 219. Mm-hmm. And then the number on this issue was, like, 12. Mm. But it was, like, the same cover logo, which I usually equate to it being the same, like, continuity. Right. And, like, the same, like, writers. And, like, okay.
So now I gotta go back 11, 12.
But no, like one was at 200, then this was at like 12.
Right, so they did some sort of reboot.
I think they did the Marvel Legacy, which is like they took, they kind of broke it. Like they had, I don't know, because I think they merged their Ultimate Universe with the 616 universe, and then like
I don't know Marvel. So
shit was just weird.
To me. Was it a new 52? Did they new 52 this shit?
They like did a new 34.
Okay.
Or like something like that. Like a new 12 where they took sort of like their quote unquote legacy characters.
Oh my God. We should reboot this podcast. We'll be the new 3.
Fuck it. Why not keep trying? No, so like I walked in wanting to buy this issue, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to get the story around it. But because like I hadn't been reading, I hadn't been collecting, like going right off the bat, I was like, I don't know where this picks up. Mm-hmm. So I didn't buy it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's always been like a tit for tat argument about the numbering system. Mm-hmm. Is do you just keep going with the legacy of the numbering system, or do after every storyline you just start over?
What do you mean?
Like say if I'm, because I'm a fucking new 52 mark.
Right.
If I'm reading Batman, right? Okay. And new 52 Batman, if I'm reading the Court of Owls series, mm-hmm. and I read the Court of Owls series and it's great, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking fantastic. And then they start up the next storyline, which is Death of the Family.
Sure, yeah.
Does Death of the Family become Batman #1 for that series?
Oh. So okay. I see, because they kind of do that, where they'll be like, oh, this is, in this continuity, this is issue 18, but it's part 1. Like, so that's kind of how I've been familiar with it in the past, but I do see what you're saying.
Would it be less confusing for people?
I think it would give people a better idea of where to start if they're looking to read a specific story. However,
it gives people a chance to jump in.
It gives people a better chance to jump in. However, does that mean you need to reboot the story essentially every 4 issues? Because essentially that's kind of what you're doing.
I mean, it could be. As long as like, well, I guess you could do it by year. I think that would make more sense. Like, of course, this doesn't fucking work because DC went bi-monthly with their fucking books. But like, back in the day when it was a monthly issue, if you did 1 through 12, and then at the beginning of the year, you just start off with the number 1 again.
Right.
You know, I think that would be easier for people.
I think, I mean,
as long as you break up the stories like 4 and 3 or whatever,
or you do it by
12,
volumes,
or you do it by volumes.
So like, you know, we're gonna do Batman Detective Comics. This is volume 1, 2017, 12 issues,
right?
And then 2018, this is volume 2, 12 issues, and then
or
maybe
2 of 6 or whatever.
Or you do a one
fucking
shot.
Math, like.
I mean, it could be.
Christy, help me out. Fuck. But like, I think that would be easier for people to jump in on. But does it devalue the Batman number 1?
I don't know, because I feel like that's the type of thing for the collectors to really look at and go, okay, do I find value in this? You know, I mean, to me, there's no value in an issue number 1. There's a value in the story around issue number 1.
I guess so, because like I would say, like obviously Batman number 1 back from the fucking 40s is worth a fortune.
True, but
Batman number 1 from the New 52 is worth like $150 at this point. Batman number 1 from Rebirth is wipe your ass with it. It ain't worth dog shit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has. I think a lot of that comes down to with just what the community puts value in. That.
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously, I think with the fucking early age of comic books, like all that shit's gonna be worth more money. But like, you know, I would say like the first appearance of Wolverine, that issue is worth more than any
Wolverine
number one issue of Wolverine.
I would agree with that.
I would say more or less like,
without knowing anything about Marvel, but yeah.
You know, like, because I mean, Batman's first appearance,
Detective Comics,
wasn't Batman number 1.
Right.
It was Detective Comics,
which would be worth more than Batman number 1.
I
would agree with that.
So
yes.
It's the story around it. I mean, Batman number 1 is still probably worth a shit fucking ton of money because it's motherfucking Batman.
Yep, I had an opportunity once to buy a single page from Batman number 1.
How'd that go?
I lost it.
How much was it going for?
How much was it going for? Or how much was I willing to spend?
Let's go with both.
Okay.
What was your tap out price?
So my tap out price, which I was still,
and this is okay. Let's backtrack. This is an original page.
Well, this is a single page.
A single page
from a book.
From the comic book.
Printed in the 40s.
So somebody ripped this out of a book.
Well, probably found a book and was just like, oh, there's fucking nothing left of this book.
So basically a tattered book.
A tattered book.
Okay.
Ripped out what pages that were decent.
Right.
Had them slabbed.
Okay.
And then we're selling the pages. So like there was an original page from Batman number 1. I was looking at it.
What was your tap out price?
I was willing to go.
I'm gonna say $350.
You hit it fucking dead on. You hit it dead on. $350.
Okay.
I'm
gonna say it went for $1,200.
A little less.
Oh, okay.
A little less than that.
It was like $8.
It went for $9.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
for a page.
A ripped page, essentially, is what that is.
A single page of Batman number 1.
I mean, fuck. If you got the money, spend it.
Like, I guess.
Is that what it all really boils down to? Like, if you have the money,
it's
do you
a frivolous.
spend it?
Like everything that we've talked about tonight is a frivolous fucking thing.
Right.
Everything that we've talked about.
Sure.
The fucking fires in California, the fucking pop Funkos, the comics, the movies, the Hot Topic. Everything's a fucking frivolous thing when you think of like the fucking pygmies in Africa who need fucking drinking water. Like,
I mean, we are a privileged nation. Yes, I do not deny that. I don't know where you're going with this.
Neither do I.
Okay.
But, yeah, if you got the money.
If you got the money and you want to spend
it is, for me personally, it is my bucket list, all time. We'll mortgage the house.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck. When I've got the money.
Yeah.
Essentially, when I stop living a sheeple life and actually make it in this world.
Right.
Which may, let's be perfectly honest, never happen. But if you apply yourself and get a master's degree, like someone we know,
it's you know, it's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work out for you, but hopefully it fucking works out for her. World's Finest.
You're looking to buy a World's Finest.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Because it's
the first appearance of the Scarecrow.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Who is my jam? That's your jam. That's my boy.
Okay.
We go way back.
Nice. Okay. Well, you know, weird, but I mean, I don't know if I have anything like that.
No.
I mean, like
first Punisher, first appearance of Punisher.
Like first appearance of Punisher would be cool to have,
right? But
I don't know if I'm ever like, oh man, I would sell a child for that.
well, let's not. Well, hold on. I mean, they've got a couple on eBay, but I haven't sold any of my children, so
you know. I mean, I don't know because I don't really have the collector's mentality, but like I like collecting shit, and it's weird.
So you got the dreamer's disease? Is that what you're saying?
The dreamer's disease?
Yeah.
It's like I just want to make it in America, but there's certain
no,
people that won't
it's like
let me.
that song that the fucking guy pissed off Marilyn Manson and he was gonna punch him in the face.
This is a song?
Where the fuck were you in the 90s, bro?
Who wanted to punch Marilyn Manson in the face?
I don't know. Look it up. You got a computer.
All right. I'll do that later.
What's it? New Radicals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That guy wanted to punch.
You got to get what you give.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Got the dreamer's disease. And then they said the thing about Courtney Love.
Marilyn. I'm pretty sure.
And Marilyn Manson got super offended.
He did?
Yeah, and he's just like, if I ever see that motherfucker, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Well. And he's falling off stages now.
He's doing a lot of coke, so good for him.
Probably.
Shout out to Marilyn Manson.
But yeah, no, I don't really have anything that I think I'd really be like, oh my god, I gotta have this. And if I had lots of money, would buy it. I mean, I guess if I guess if I had lots of money, I would be like, yeah, I got the money, I'll buy that.
If you won the lotto,
yeah,
and say it was like the stupid lotto,
what's the stupid lotto?
Where you're getting like, even after taxes, you're getting like $3,600 million.
Oh fuck, you buy.
You buy what?
No, I'm saying goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Okay. Oh, well. Fuck. I thought we were friends. I don't know. Shit. Like, have you thought about, like, your dream house?
No, I thought about paying off my student loans. Like, if I win
that's fair.
$360 million, like, if that's my take home, the first thing I'm doing is paying off my student loans. I'd be like, okay.
Well, what's your debt? What do you got?
I am over a year's salary. right now. I mean, like I've gotten it down a lot, but I'm still rocking at about $60,000.
Okay, well that's a good chunk of change.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot I had to pay a loan today, so I was like, oh, I have money. No, I don't.
That's fair.
Went to a loan.
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yep. But it's like every 2 weeks for me. I'm like, yeah, money. No,
I've thought about like what I would buy. And I would buy a house, not like a frivolous house.
Yeah.
But like a decent sized house where I could do all my activities.
Sure.
In it.
Yeah.
But I thought about my driveway.
Oh.
And this is where we get it. Okay. So what I would do is I would have a gated driveway.
Okay.
That I could open up with a remote control,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And across the top of the driveway, you would see Arkham Asylum.
Oh, my God.
And as you pulled into the driveway, on either side of you, there would be a series of statues. On one side, you've got Batman, Robin, and so on and so on.
Like, the funny thing is like, I picture all of that in, like, the driveway you have now. Where it's just like this,
yeah,
like
just minibus.
It's just this like narrow driveway with the front yard, and like the kids riding their bikes along the sidewalk, and then
what a bunch of assholes.
Yep, there's the Axe house. motherfucker won the lotto and put a goddamn gazebo up in his driveway. Fucking nerd shit.
It's so true. So like one side I would have heroes, one side I would have pulling into the house. Yeah. So like I would do like stupid shit like that if I have that kind of money. And I think I would have a modest house though. I think I wouldn't go all out.
Well, because you also have to plan. I feel like when you hit that nut, you got to plan for the future.
Well, in all occasions when you hit that nut.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know if there's a better life lesson to end on.
I think that's going to do it for this show. Fuck.
If you hit your nut and you want to tell us about it,
and
feel free
regret it.
Feel free to shoot us a message on email via brainstormers. No, that's the old show. brainwreckshow@gmail.com.
Jesus Christ. If you want to hit us up on Facebook, we are at Brainwreck Show.
Twitter is at Brainwreck Show. Same on Instagram. Same way to find us. You can find the Daily Wreck.
And Daily Wreck coming out this Friday. We are actually going to ties back into our conversation today. We are going to do a review of Doomsday Clock.
Do we want to talk about what we're doing here next week?
What are we doing next week?
For the lead up?
What are we doing?
The special thing?
I don't know what we're doing, so we're not going to talk about it.
You know what comes out next weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, motherfucker.
Tell the people.
Star Wars
Tell the
time, bitches. So next week, next Friday, Star Wars, The Last Jedi. It's theaters everywhere.
Well, technically Thursday, but...
Okay, well, that's I don't know how that works anymore, because the official release is Friday.
It's
so
a bunch of hockey horseshit after the fucking... dude shot up the fucking worst Batman movie.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to go there, but okay. But that Wednesday, live here on Brainwreck, we're going to be doing a live stream game session of a whole bunch of retro Star Wars games.
Oh, is that what we decided?
Did you not remember any?
I thought we were going to watch the movie.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're going to play the games.
Listen to this guy.
We're going to play some games.
I've been drinking.
We want you all to participate as well, so be sure to tune in. Harass us as we play, probably drink, and ultimately fail.
Star Wars is
those
super
games
hard.
are hard as fuck. Because I think we can start, because I think there's like some Atari games we can launch. So we're going old school. We probably won't hit anything past the Super Nintendo though.
Shadows of the Empire. No, that was on 64. I just fucking broke that promise.
We ain't gonna get there.
Anyway, this episode of
we are Brainwreck.
For this episode of Brainwreck, I've been Jason Axe.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been Brainwreck.